Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
Hi, I'm Derek Klassen, host of the Athletic Football Show. Today, I want to talk to you about Boost Mobile, offering reliable nationwide coverage backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Love your service or get your money back. No questions asked. Boost Mobile offers the same nationwide coverage, network speed, and service consumers are used to, but at more affordable prices. Why would you pay more if you don't have to? Boost Mobile also understands that change can be scary, which is why they allow you to try their service risk-free for 30 days. And if you're not happy, you can get your money back. So start saving on wireless today with Boost Mobile's unlimited plans starting at just $25 a month. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store or find us online at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan. Customers who cancel within 30 days of activation will have Boost service fees refunded. Activation fees, if applicable, and phone payments will not be refunded. The Boost Mobile network, together with their roaming partners, covers 98% of the U.S. population. 5G speeds are not available in all areas.
Cash flow crunch? OnDeck Small Business Line of Credit gives your business immediate access to funds up to $200,000 right when you need it. Cover seasonal dips, manage payroll, restock inventory, or tackle unexpected expenses without missing a beat. With flexible draws, transparent pricing, and control over repayment, get funded quickly and confidently. Apply today at OnDeck.com. Funds could be available as soon as tomorrow. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
High Five Casino is the top sweepstakes casino that's free to play. Sign up today to receive a free welcome bonus and exclusive first purchase offers. Choose the Lucky Deal package for $9.99 and claim up to 550 game coins, 33 sweeps coins, 1 sweep coin daily bonus for 4 days, and 350 diamonds. Your high five moment awaits at highfivecasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to another edition of the TSS podcast, brought to you in association with Luke 1977 and Bowden and Dolphin, with your hosts Rob Carless from Bob's Books and the legend that is Shaun Teale. He's here, there, and everywhere, and he's Tealey saying something.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the TSS podcast. You all know the abbreviation by now. It is, of course, the Teale Saying Something podcast. It's me and Shaun Teale. Every 2 weeks we get together and we talk everything football. Bit of Aston Villa, of course, because we have to do that as a supporter and an ex-player. And we talk about the football topics of the day. And we've certainly got a lot to talk about with this week, especially with the end of the transfer window, which we've just had. So we're going to go into that. So first and foremost, hello, Mr. Teale.
Good evening, Rob. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm all right, mate.
Good. Okay, so you went down the Villa on Sunday. Ridiculous time, 7 o'clock, as we all know, but it couldn't be helped with the fact that Crystal Palace were playing in the Conference League a couple of days before. Okay, so you was there in your ambassadorial role. What was the atmosphere like? Because on TV, it sounded awful.
Well, at the start of the game, the atmosphere was really good, but obviously, I've got this horrible thing at the moment with Villa, the way we're playing. Everything's slow and sideways. So we had probably 75% of possession first half, but we never went anywhere. We never made a run up front. We never looked like getting in behind them. Ollie got in once and probably should have scored. But Morgan Rogers never got on the ball. We couldn't get anybody on the ball, and it just went side to side to side through the back four. And it became boring, if I'm honest, really boring. And then obviously we go one down with a penalty, and it was a penalty.
It was, yeah, it was.
Well, that's just because we didn't pick up. I mean, if Ezri Konsa stays with Mateta, then it doesn't happen. But, you know, these things happen on a pitch, as we all know. And then second half, we had a 15-minute spell where we looked like we were going to get ourselves back in the game. And then, of course, Mark Gahey scores a worldie, and the game's over and done. You know, we were never coming back then.
What a goal, unfortunately. What a goal that was.
Yeah, great finish, to be fair. You know, I mean, you'd probably let him shoot from there 99 times out of 100 and he wouldn't hit the target. But, you know, obviously he hit it perfectly and it flew in the back of the net.
From the angle I was watching, and obviously you was the other side to it from where you see it, but from the angle that I was, as soon as he hit it, it was one of those where you go, it's going in the net. It's going in the net. Absolutely.
You knew as soon as he took that touch inside and hit it, you knew where it was going to land.
Yeah, exactly. It was a superb finish. We'll come on to Mark Gay in a minute as well, because obviously we're talking about the transfer window. And obviously we're talking about Premier League games. And of course, our producer hasn't got a clue what we're talking about because he's a Birmingham City fan. But you know what? He puts this show together, so we got to give him a bit of grace.
Yeah.
How are you, Chris?
I make you sound good.
You do make us sound good. You don't make us look good, but you certainly make us sound good. A couple of bad results for your guys then.
A couple of bad results. I wasn't expecting a good result at Leicester. I would have been quite happy with the draw, but it wasn't to be, was it? And they were absolute dire, Leicester.
I didn't see the game. Friday night game, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're absolute rubbish.
That didn't say much for your lot then, did it?
No, it doesn't really, does it? No.
Don't take the U, Ryan.
Yeah, no.
Don't take the U, Ryan.
I actually watched the game, and I actually thought Leicester weren't that bad, to be fair.
Well, yeah, you've got a.
I heard they were very good, from what I'd been told. But there you go. Right. So, as everybody knows that listens to this, which goes out every 2 weeks, occasionally we have some very, very, very exciting guests on this show. We had a lot last season, and I'm pleased to say that we are starting with an absolute legend from Aston Villa. He's been there 3 times. As a footballer twice and as assistant manager. He is an absolute legend. Of course, I'm talking about the one and only Andy Gray. Welcome to the show, Andy.
Good evening, chaps.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for joining us and
Not
coming
a
all the way
problem.
from Qatar just to speak to us.
I'm just thinking that Shaun being there, I mean, if it wasn't for me, his career would never have got started at Aston Villa, because I can remember Big Ron saying to me, "I'm not sure, Andy. Great left foot," he says, "but he looks a bit cumbersome to me." I said, "Ron, this boy's got a chance." I said, "We need to take a gamble on him." And of course, it wasn't a gamble. Shaun was a very sound signing. So I like to take a lot of credit for his Aston Villa career.
That's what I like about Andy Gray. He's got no ego at all about him.
Not at all. No, actually, Shaun was a terrific signing for us back then in the day. He really was, just when we needed it.
Yeah, I started his book about 3 years ago, Andy, and I was there home and away with Villa during those times, and I can honestly say that this guy who played for us for about 2 or 3 seasons, as you know, he absolutely loves the Villa. He's as much a Villa fan as I am, and I've been doing it for 50 odd years. That's the way you feel about him. And every time we went to book signings and things like that, the amount of love and respect and how popular he was. So thank you very much for bringing him in.
Don't mention it. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, you've kept that quiet. You've kept that quiet.
Well,
I haven't. Listen. I haven't seen Shaun for time immemorial since we last touched spaces together. So it's good to see him.
Last time I saw you, Andy, was in Spain.
Was it?
Yeah, in your apartment. In Porto-Banús.
Yeah, in Porto-Banús. Wow, was it really? Obviously, we were very much misbehaving ourselves, I can imagine.
He must have tried to get a free couple of weeks at your place. I'm telling you. Andy, do you know he only came into football so he could take a free kick? He's that tight, honestly.
To be fair, the boy had a decent left foot on him.
He was he was great on that left-hand side. And, let's start with that 92-93 season, that inaugural one for the introduced Sky Sports as main,
back a bit.
as the main contenders there on the TV screen. How close from your management point of view and your playing point of view, Shaun, how close guys did we come to actually winning that league?
We were. Go on, Andy.
That first season. Well, the stats show you how close we came. I can remember the Man City game at the end of the season.
Yeah.
At Villa Park. that basically put an end to that. I actually thought that was the season after I left, I think, and I had with Ron put the seeds of success already in the team. No, we'd left a great team. When I left, I thought we had a real good chance because what I saw Ron building the year before was good. It was really good, as Shaun will testify. And we had a lot of really exciting footballers in that side. And I knew they were going to go close when I went to Sky the following year. I knew Villa were going to go close. And I thought with Big Ron, if there was one thing or one manager who could get them over the line, it was him. And they just came up short. It was no disgrace. They played well. They were terrific to watch. But they just come up against a side at a time. Sometimes you don't get, as a couple of results go against you and cost you. And I think that happened to Villa that season. But they went really, really close. I think they had the right mix with Ron. I think Jim was his assistant then. And the guys that we had amassed there and brought there, I thought they had a real good chance, and they went really, really close. It was disappointing. I remember, I think I was at Villa Park that day they played City, and it was disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, the fact the record books would tell us that we finished 10 points behind Manchester United.
I know.
We were never 10 points worse than Man United that season.
No.
We beat him in the League Cup and never lost in the league as well. So, it's only those last 3 games of the season that did it for us. But yeah, Shaun, from your point of view, then it's good to hear from.
Yeah, I mean, Andy's spot on. To be fair, it wasn't the City game because I was suspended for the City game. So I did. Funny enough, I did Sky that day, and the City fans were actually in the away ends. Basically with banners saying we hope Villa win the league. Didn't want because we didn't want United to win it. It was Coventry in the Oldham games right at the end of the season that killed us. And Blackburn away, we got done 3-0 at Blackburn. Funny enough, Sid tore us to pieces that night, and he just ran the show. And with Shearer up front, we just couldn't handle them that night. We were garbage. And then, like I said, we came back. Oldham beat us at home, and I think Coventry drew with us. And that killed us stone dead. And I think we knew by the time we went into the last 2 games, we were going to struggle to overpower United because they had that infamous game against Sheffield Wednesday where Steve Bruce scored twice in injury time when they were losing. And that might have tipped the scales our way, but Fergie time kicked in, didn't it? And they ended up scoring twice.
Yeah, I mean, I left Villa Park that day. If you remember, Dean Saunders had this. He was almost married to the goalpost, wasn't he? In the bar, the amount of times he hit it during that game, and any other game, it would have been 4 or 5-0 to Villa. But I left that game and got to my car, and the game at United was still going on, and it's a good 15-minute walk from where I was sitting in those days. So yeah. Anyway, that's enough of the 92-93. Let's fast forward to the team that we've got now. We haven't started off very well in the 3 games. I'm not sure as to why that has happened so far. Perhaps you gents who have played the game and managed in it can give us a bit more of an insight into that. But I will say that I quite like the transfer window and what we did on that last day. First thing I want to ask you guys is why on earth do they leave it to the last day to get all the business in?
Good question.
Go on, Andy.
Why? Well, I'm guessing because they couldn't get in the people they wanted at the time. I'm actually disappointed. I don't know what Shaun thought. I'm looking at the list of players that we brought in this summer, and I'm sorry. Am I excited by any of them? No, I'm seriously not.
No.
Do I believe that this group of players is going to take us forward? I mean, Harvey Elliott, yeah, a tidy little player, nice little player, but he's a Liverpool reserve still. Jadon Sancho, never know what you're going to get from him. Is there a player in there or is there not a player in there? I've absolutely no idea. The Germany, the Bundesliga will tell you there's a player in there, but has he done anything in the Premier League with anyone, United or Chelsea? No, nothing. Lindelof, I like him, but Manchester United wanted rid. So there's nothing that I've seen this summer that I go, wow, we've made a statement this summer. We've really mean business. We've gone out there and done that. And we've lost a really talented player in Jacob Ramsey, of course. for obvious reasons, for financial reasons. So I'm a little flat. I'm a little disappointed. I listened to Shaun's assessment of Villa in the first few games. He's 100% right. I couldn't have said it better myself. I watch Villa a lot, and when they're good, they're good. They're quick. They play the ball through the lines, they play it quickly, and they play it forward. I'm fed up watching Villa when they play at such a slow pace. It really bores the arse off me at times, and I mean that. Well, Emiliano Martinez must have more possession of the football than any other player in the Villa side. He stands there with his foot on the ball for second after minute, and I'm just thinking, let's get the ball, play it forward. We're better when we play quick. We're better when we play fast football. We're not good when we play slow, almost walking football. And I agree with Shaun. That's what we've played the first week. Really disappointing. Newcastle was a game, opening day of the season. Get at them, get in their faces, really make it a big day, get the fans up. And we did neither of those things. Really, I'm disappointed. I'm not worried about us, but I'm really disappointed with the start.
Okay, so... Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Andy's just said. You know, I think our signings are not going to light anybody up, really. Again, sure. I think you're sort of hoping with the Sancho thing that because of what happened with Rashford last year and the upturn in his form for the period he was with Villa, I think, you know, everybody's hoping that will happen with Sancho. There's no guarantees, different personalities altogether. Harvey Elliott, I think he's, like Andy said, he's tidy.
Yeah.
And, you know, he could slot. It depends where he's going to play him, because where's he going to play Morgan Rogers if he's going to play Harvey Elliott as a 10? You know, how's it all going to fit together? That's what worries me. And if we can't get the ball to those players up there anyway, it's pointless because we don't create anything.
No.
Lindelof, I'm a bit like Andy. I like him as a player, but there's a reason they didn't give him another contract. You know, he's had quite a lot of injuries over the last 2 years. I've got a funny feeling that he's been brought in more to play right back than centre back. I think there's a question mark against Matty Cash at times, and I think going away from home in Europe, I think Lindelof might get the nod in Europe because he's a steadier player.
Yeah, he's a left-footed right back than he would be, Shaun. He's very left-sided. He's like you. He's very left-sided. You know, playing him at right back, okay, maybe. Well, we play inverted wingers, so we might as well play inverted fullbacks.
Well, that's true. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see with the 3 new additions how we pan out in the next game. You know, and that's going to be a toughie. Going to Everton in the next game is going to be really tough because they're on a high at the moment. You know, Jack's gone there and is tearing it up with 4 assists in 2 games. And I've watched both of those games, and to be fair, they've played okay. Everton, they've looked sharp. Jack's looked dangerous. Jack looks like he's back to how he was at Villa, where he's been told, just go and get on the ball, just go and do what you want to do. We're not bothered. If you lose it, you lose it. You know, work your way back, but it's not the be all and end all. Just go and play and enjoy your football.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what? Yes, Shaun, you're exactly right. Do you know what? I know Jack's dad quite well. I speak to Kevin a lot, and Jack's happy. That's the word I would use for him now. I never thought for the last couple of years at City he was ever happy. Being asked to play the way he played there by Guardiola, which wasn't the Jack Grealish at left Villa for 100+ million. Definitely
not.
I think now David Moyes, obviously I know Moyesy well, and Moyes's always been a big fan of Jack's, and I knew that if he went to Everton, that he'd go to a club that if he did what he's done in the start, they would love him, and they do. And he's got a manager that appreciates what he does. And as we know as players, Shaun, if you've got a manager that appreciates what you do, then you're halfway there. And I think it was a great move for Jack. Might only be a loan, but I think it will resurrect his career again if it needs it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I agree, totally agree. I think
I don't want to say I told you so. I don't want to say I told you so. I don't want to say I told you so, but we did our predictions a couple of weeks ago when we did our first one, and I did say that my dark horses were Everton and that Jack Grealish would absolutely shine for them. So there you go.
Can I ask, when you did your predictions, predicting what exactly?
Exactly.
We talking about our dark horses for the season.
Yeah, dark horses for winning the league.
Oh no, top 10. I had them down as a top 10
top
team.
10? Of course we'll be in the top 10. Everton will be in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, they haven't done it for a few seasons now. They're not quite what it was like when you was playing for them,
No, no, they'll be
but
all right.
I do agree with you. He needs to be loved, that guy. And in my 50 odd years of watching Villa, I can honestly say he's the most exciting player I've ever seen on the ball. When especially in the Championship, when he come back and get the ball and then he did dictate it, it was just wonderful to watch him. And I think Everton fans again that this season.
Andy,
Uh,
was it?
Yeah,
Did
Sean.
he ever? Did he ever consider coming back to Villa, or was that a definite no?
Who, Jack?
Yeah.
I don't think Villa were interested, Sean. If I'm totally honest with you, having spoke to Kevin a lot, I think there were one or two teams from abroad showed an interest in taking Jack to Europe. There weren't many in England, surprisingly. I know Everton were a big one, and I think the fact that where Jack lives, up in the northwest, it's very close. Everton's very close to his home. His kids have got school, and they don't have to move house. I think things like that came into it. Plus the fact when Everton appointed David Moyes, that was a big thing for Jack as well, knowing someone who appreciated him. So I don't think, as far as I know, Villa were not interested in taking him back.
Well, I suppose financially we couldn't have gone near him anyway, could we?
Well, you could have done, couldn't you? I mean, you went and got Rashford we went and got Rashford for on loan. So surely, if Jack's gone to Everton on loan, then surely Villa, if they were interested, could have paid Jack's wages on a loan.
Yeah, you could.
Well, I don't know because obviously, UEFA did us because of spending 92% of our income on wages, didn't they? And you're not allowed to do that. So
that's a joke. That's a joke, by the way. That's another thing. It's a joke. Financial fair play. What a load of bollocks! I'm sorry.
Oh, it's absolute crap in it. I mean, I read something today about how we were restricted, and we've only managed to get those three into the European squad because we've dropped our wages so much to get them in, and it's just like you say, it's a load of bollocks because there's teams spending fortunes and the wages must be way up there, So 92% is ridiculous.
I think it's been down to about 70% now, isn't it? From
64.4, I believe.
Oh, that's precise.
Well done, Sam.
I know.
I'll tell you what,
that's what I've heard.
You and Google are just like you and Paul McGrath. I'm telling you, absolutely. Another thing is, you both talk about, could we afford Jack's wages? If it's true what's been reported, and we are paying 80% of Sancho's wages still, that's around 280,000. So I'm pretty sure
he's on 250 grand at United, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Wow.
250 grand, so 80% is 200k, basically, roughly.
You really have got Google. I'll tell you what, he's clever.
Oh, he was always like that as a player. Anytime we talked about wages, he was right up there. Yeah, I know exactly.
Anything to do with money or...
Oh, he was right there.
I know it was the early 90s, Andy. I know it was the early 90s, but couldn't you stipulated that to sign for Villa, he had to shave off that moustache that he used to have? Tealey?
You can't have that.
What? No.
His porno moustache.
My German porn star moustache was part of me.
Yeah.
And you'd have it back as well if it wasn't for Carroll.
You know what? I go to Villa Park now and they ask me where it's gone. I got rid of it in 94.
Right. So, going back to the transfer window then, okay, what do we do about Emi Martinez then? What is going to happen there, guys? Come on.
What do you mean what's going to happen?
Right, so, football is a fickle game, right, from a fan's point of view, right? A lot of fans on social media are saying, get rid of him, I hate him, he's done, and others are saying, we've got to welcome him back because he's a great goalkeeper, right? I sit in that second camp, that I think we're better with him than without him. But, what's happened there with the situation? I guess none of us know it, the full implications of it. But does he just need to get his head down now and start playing and saving penalties and being a complete nuisance again to the opposition players? Is that the way he's got to play, or do we play Bezo or whatever his name is in goal? What do you think is going to happen with Martinez?
Go on, Sean.
Well, to be fair, he's got no choice anyway now because he's not going anywhere, at least till January. So basically, he's got to come back from Argentina, get his head down, and prove to people that he wants to be at Aston Villa. If not, then Unai Emery's got a decision to make. Does he make Bezo his number one, or does he hang on with Martinez? I mean, the part I don't get, and Andy might be able to fill us in on this, is it was reported that Emmy had sorted his wages out with United. Now, if he's on contract at Villa, how the hell can he sort his wages out at another club? Obviously, it's through his agent, or his agent's got a big part of that. But surely, in a way, that's poaching a player if he's sorting wages out before there's even a deal between clubs.
Shaun, the world we lived in when you played is sadly not there anymore. Doesn't exist.
No, I know.
You only have to look at the summer when people like people like Isak have basically done deals with the clubs they're going to, even though they're still at the clubs they're playing for. Deals are done. Yeah. Emi Martinez has had an offer. He knows that the offer, he knows exactly what it is. He's discussed it with his agent. The beauty of agents, as you know, Shaun, is if the player can distance himself from his agent and hold up his hand and say, not me, Gov, that was my agent who did that. What did that? Oh, really? Not without your say-so, it wasn't. So, I mean, I think Emi Martinez is, listen, whatever he's done, he's been terrific for Villa. We cannot deny that. As goalkeepers go, he's been absolutely top class. Now, like everyone else, has it seen its time? Has it run its time? Has he got something for pastures new? Yes, he probably has. They won the World Cup here in Qatar, and then from that day, I think his stay at Villa, I think, was going to be limited, because I do think some bigger and Villa fans don't shout at me, but there are bigger clubs around the world who would love Emiliano Martinez and go for them. And I think that's a simple fact that we have to accept. The fact that he's still there surprises me more than he's going. What will he do? Who knows, Shaun? I don't know. Footballers are different from our day. Normally, if he didn't go, right, get on with it, let's go play. I'm going to do my best, and maybe I'll go in January, maybe I'll go next year. I don't know. But the thing is, whatever Villa fans think and how disappointed they are, as soon as he plays and makes a couple of great saves in a big important game that wins us a match,
it's all forgotten.
Life carries on. Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, a lot of Villa fans are going, that are backing him will say, if he turns that ball, we're winning 1-0 with a minute to go at Everton, and Jack Grealish has a brilliant shot, and he turns it round, tips it round the post, we're going to forget everything that went. And that's what I was talking about, the fickle side of it. I mean, do you blame? I mean, I know you've mentioned there that he's got Mendes now, hasn't he? I guess he's one of the super agents. Has he turned his head a little bit? Has the agent done that?
One of the hardest parts of getting older is feeling like something's off in your body, but not knowing exactly what. It's not just aging; it's often your hormones too. When they fall out of balance, everything feels off. But here's the good news. This doesn't have to be the story of your next chapter. Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth is an herbal formula made with science-backed ingredients designed to fine-tune your hormones by balancing estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, and even stress hormones like cortisol. It helps with common issues such as hot flashes, poor sleep, low energy, bloating, and more. With over 40,000 reviews and a bottle sold every 24 seconds, the results speak for themselves. A survey found 86% of women lost weight, 77% saw an improved mood, and 100% felt like themselves again. Start your next chapter feeling balanced and in control. For a limited time, get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com with code NEXTCHAPTER at checkout. Visit happymammoth.com today and get your old self back naturally.
Need to restock inventory, cover seasonal dips, or manage payroll? OnDeck's small business line of credit provides immediate access to funds up to $200,000 exactly when your business needs it. With flexible draws, transparent pricing, and full control over repayment, you can tackle unexpected expenses without missing a beat. Apply today at OnDeck.com, and funds could be available as soon as tomorrow. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
Who knows? We're not privy to them conversations, are we? Let's face it, at the end of the day, the agents are not just looking after the player, they're looking after their own back pockets. So if they can see a deal to be done that's going to earn the player money and earn them a lot of money, they're going to do the deal. Whether you like it or not, they're going to do it. You know, you look at the Isak situation, the Wissa situation, and there's been others over the last few years. The agents are going to force that move if they can, because, you know, they make out of it, and all they're interested in at the end of the day is making money.
What was the agents like in your days, guys? In the 70s up to the 90s there.
Okay.
You know,
Hey, mate, are you sure? When I went for that record transfer from Villa to Wolves, you'd think you'd have an agent who'd talk me through that. Not a cat and house chance. Yeah, I was like, you were kind of hung out to dry with, I think, maybe an accountant if you were lucky. You'd have an accountant who might advise you. But absolutely, I did that deal. Well, I call it a deal. It was hardly a deal, but I did that move without the help of basically anyone. I don't know if Shaun had an agent. I can't remember if you had an agent, fella. Did you?
When I moved from Bournemouth to Villa, yes, I did, but he didn't have a great deal to do with anything because I never saw him. I think I met him once.
Shaun, was he wearing a flat cap and a sheepskin and a big cigar?
when I moved from Villa to Tranmere, I had an agent. Because I was going into Tranmere as their record signing, which funny enough, I still am.
Sorry, hold on. Let me stop you there. You needed an agent when you went from Villa to Tranmere.
Yeah, believe it or not, Andy, I had
come on,
Phil and John Smith, first artists.
Oh yeah, I had them.
Yeah, well, I took that. I went with them about 2 years before I left Villa, so 2 years into me being at Villa, right in the middle of it. I took them on. But not so much for transfers because of the other bits and bobs they could get you at the time or start.
That was it. That's what I used them for.
You know, and then obviously the move came up. Me leaving Villa, the move came to go to Tranmere. And at the time,
can I ask you, Shaun? Shaun, let me ask you because I'm interested here. Honestly, mate.
Yeah.
What made you go from Aston Villa to Tranmere?
Great question.
The honest truth, I never got an offer from another Premier League club.
Okay.
Never got an offer.
That surprises me.
Yeah, never got an offer. Tranmere were the first and only club that came in for me that summer. And I knew I wasn't going to, but Bryan had been dead straight with me, Bryan Little, and he'd said to me, listen, he thought he was bringing in Chris Coleman from Palace.
All right.
And he was convinced 99. He said to me on the phone, "I'm 99% sure the deal will get done. So your time's going to be limited on the pitch." Well, I was 32 by then, and I thought, you know what? I don't want to sit.
You've answered the question. You were 32, exactly. You're right. You don't want to sit your ass. So I appreciate. I respect that because I was the same.
So I spoke to Johnny King, who I knew anyway, so it was easy enough to speak to him. And they came up with a package. They spoke to Phil Smith, came up with a package, and I was like, "Do you want to repeat what they're offering me?" And it was ridiculous, Andy. It was ridiculous. Compared to what I was on at Villa, it was ridiculous.
Wow.
So it was like, you know what? It's a no-brainer. Just go.
No-brainer. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Well done. Nice one.
So we shipped off back up to Southport. And I joined Tranmere, and of course that only lasted 2 out of the 3 years. Anyway, I ended up playing with Moisey at Preston.
You're joking? Did you really? God, you must have covered a lot of ground for him playing back there with him. I'll tell you.
My last game was Luton away. We got beat 5-0.
Oh, for God's sake! Bless him.
And then to get out my contract at Tranmere because John Aldridge had took over, and me and John didn't see eye to eye. Because I think basically because of the money I was on, and they wanted the money for other players, which is fair enough.
Get that.
I ended up. I went to Hong Kong for a year.
Oh, not bad.
So just to get out of the way, really, just to see my contract out, because there was nothing about it. That I was 32, like I said. In fact, I was probably nearly 33 by then. So there wasn't a great deal left for me anyway.
Oh, that's good. No,
I mean, it was strange that that no Premier League club came in for you. But if you look back at those days, Tranmere were an up and coming team, weren't they? They were close to promotion. They got to the semi-final of the League Cup and lost to us in '94, and they got to the final about 4 or 5 years later of the League Cup as well. So they had a bit of ambition at the time.
They've been in the playoffs. They've been in the playoffs 4 years on the bounce and not made it up. And I think they brought in, like, Gary Stevens from Everton had come in by that time. Pat Nevin was there by that time. Aldo was there. And they brought me in. And I think they thought, put all them together, we'll get up.
Yeah.
And it went from bad to worse because Kingy got the sack halfway through the season.
Oh, for God's sake.
I know.
It was because of Tealey.
Yeah.
Jinxed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got
absolutely.
a double hernia and didn't play for about 3 months.
It's your fault, man. It's definitely your fault.
You do.
My fault.
That's a good insight into agents. I feel like getting the popcorn out listening to you guys talk. I'll read that. Brownie, have you got any popcorn there?
I haven't, no. I've got some.
Honestly.
Sarbi, please.
I'll tell you what, though, Andy, talking about your move to Wolves in 79, you broke my 13-year-old heart when you did that.
Yeah.
You really did. But those from 75 to 79, oh, just fantastic. But we'll talk about that a bit later. Right, so so we lost again to Crystal Palace. And I've sent something through to you guys on our WhatsApp group going through the last 5 games. Apart from the 2-2, they've all been excessive wins for Palace, either 5-0, 4-1s, 3-0s or whatever. What has Oliver Glasner got over Unai Emery from a tactical point of view, or is it purely that they are our bogey team? I'll be interested from from your footballing point of view, guys, on that one. Andy, over to you first.
Listen, football's a funny sport in respect that sometimes you do have teams that you play against, and for whatever reason, it doesn't happen. Now, that shouldn't be the case now, and it shouldn't be the case with Aston Villa. I don't know. Glasner, the thing that disturbs me about those results is Oliver Glasner is not somebody who changes the way he plays. He has a very strict and rigid way of playing and doesn't deviate from that. What they have had over the last maybe 3 years, maybe a touch more than that. And I think their FA Cup win over City proved that, is a really, really talented bunch of footballers. And I mean talented. We only have to know that when you see Olise going to Bayern Munich, you go, then Eze's just gone to Arsenal, and then Gay should have gone to Liverpool, but they couldn't get the deal over the line. So, and others have gone. So we know what a talented bunch of players they have. So I just think Villa have been unable, the way they play, to cause them any problems in their back line, which is really surprising and disappointing. Because I can't remember how many, you sent us many games, 5 or 6, and the many games that Villa didn't even score a goal in those games. Mm-hmm. It's mind-boggling. It just shouldn't happen, but it does. Now, I don't know, or it shouldn't be just a case of, well, we can't cope with the tactics that Oliver Glasner sets up, because it doesn't really change much. As I say, he plays 3, 2 wing-backs, then ahead of that, we know what he plays. So it's something that Villa shouldn't have a problem with, but sometimes it can become a mental problem. It can become, it's Palace again. Shit, we never beat them. It can, but it shouldn't. Now, I don't know. Shaun might know tactically whether Villa are doing something. He sees Villa a lot more than I do. Whether Villa are doing something wrong, Shaun, I don't know. Are they playing it right against them? Is it just one of those quirks of footballing fate that it happens? What do you think?
For me, I think at the moment we're too narrow anyway. Mm-hmm. And I think watching the Palace game on Sunday, obviously with their 2 wing backs who are both very talented players.
They're good.
They get they get themselves in positions where, from our point of view, we don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. We look a little bit lost. Mm-hmm. I mean, we had the new lad down the left hand side the other day. I can't even say his name. The lad from what's the lad's name that signed for us earlier?
Gasland.
Yeah.
No, he's a front man. It can't be him.
Well, yeah, he played down the left.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. But he looked lost. He looked totally lost.
It's a big ask. That's a big ask for him in one of his first games.
Yeah. So we've got Ollie up front, and we've got Morgan Rogers in the hole, and then on the other side we've got Daniel Marlin again, who looked lost. Yet pre-season, you watched Daniel Marlin, and he was ripping teams to pieces because of his runs. What Palace do very well is they block the holes, so they don't push up really quick.
No, they don't.
they block the holes, and then what happens then is once Mateta and that go to close down and the midfield, then they come out. So they stay quite deep, really. And they don't give the likes of, you see, Ollie works on space. So if Ollie's got channels to run in, he'll do it all day for you, and he'll get on the ball an awful lot. He couldn't get in the game the other day.
No.
And the same goes for Morgan Rogers. Every time the ball went into Morgan Rogers, there was an instant challenge. So he never had the time to take a touch and turn as he likes to do and run at people because there was no space for him. And I don't think we've managed to suss out how to break that kind of system down.
But it's not just that, Shaun. It's not just a case of them. It's a case of what Villa don't do. You touched on it, I think, earlier there, that you know, creating chances has been a major, major problem for Villa. You're right. Yeah. If Morgan Rogers doesn't get in the ball, I look at that team and I think, right, who is actually going to unlock a defence? If it's not Morgan Rogers, then and if Ollie Watkins doesn't get space, if I'm an opposing coach, I'm saying, right, here's a couple of things today, guys. If we want to make this game easier against Aston Villa, don't allow Watkins in behind. Don't let him give him space to run in behind. And as soon as Morgan Rogers gets on the ball, bang! I don't care who it is, get on his face. Yeah. Get in his face and stop him playing. And then if you do that, who's going to create for us?
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to create.
The only other creator really we've got in the side as such is Yuri Tielemans. But then Yuri's that deep. He can't create because he's too far off.
Of course he is. Because Morgan Rogers is playing up that advanced position. So Tielemans has got to play as like an 8 or a 6 or whatever it is.
Yeah. So unless you can get the ball into Morgan Rogers, there's nothing. There's no creativity.
Shaun, answer me this, because as I say, I'm curious, and I like to answer you because you see him a lot more than I do. I see bits of him. We see every game, but we only see bits. I don't concentrate in the whole game, sadly. But I've agreed with you. I agree with you. I think Villa are so narrow, it's unbelievable. You can be that narrow high up the pitch if you play like Palace with 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs, because the wing-backs will naturally give you your width high up the pitch when you need it. But if you're playing as a back 4, it's really difficult for your 2 full-backs to commit at the same time and get high up the pitch and give you it. So I don't know why then we don't have more width higher up the pitch. It's really difficult. Have we got the players there that can get his width high up the pitch?
Debatable. I'm not so sure. I mean, for me, the easiest way to solve that problem is to simply do more what Palace do. We could bring Pau Torres in the team as the centre of a 3 and get him on the ball, and then we can put the fullbacks on.
Would you like, in serious though, take Palace, forget Palace, right? Just for a minute, because we can get blindsided by just Palace results. But do you think, could you ever see Unai Emery going with a back? I mean, I think he's done it a couple of times, hasn't he? Played a back 3 and wing backs. But it's not something, do you think, that he would put, right, most games we're going to play with a back 3? No, it seems to me he's a back 4 man, and that's how he's going to play.
Definitely. So then you've got the issue of who's your wide men. You know, Daniel Marlin's not an out-and-out winger, whatever anybody says.
No.
And the other lad that we just spoke about.
Gusand. Is Gusand, no? What is it? Is he meant to be a front one wide? Is he a wide man? I know nothing about him. What did he say from Nice for a right few ball?
Yeah. I mean, when you watch clips of him playing for Nice, he played as a front man.
Okay.
But he was quite happy to come off and go wider. You know, so if we don't play them two, we end up with, as we did the first 2 games, John McGinn playing on the right side.
No, sorry, no.
Pointless.
Doesn't
absolutely
work.
Pointless. No, it doesn't. And Morgan Rogers playing on the left side.
On Deck is built to back small businesses like yours. Whether you're buying equipment, expanding your team, or bridging cash flow gaps, On Deck's loans up to $250,000 help make it happen fast. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau and earning thousands of 5-star Trustpilot reviews, On Deck delivers funding you can count on. Apply in minutes at OnDeck.com. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
High Five Casino is the top sweepstakes casino that's free to play. Sign up today to receive a free welcome bonus and exclusive first purchase offers. Choose the premium jackpot package for $29.99 and claim up to 700 game coins, 55 sweeps coins, 1 sweeps coin daily bonus for 5 days, and 400 diamonds. Your high five moment awaits at highfivecasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.
So you're trying to fit square blocks in round holes.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, we can't play that way. We have to find a different way of playing completely. And
I'd like to see us play with some pace, Shaun. A bit of pace in the game. Get some energy into it. Lift the thing. I'd sit there and watch it, and it goes centre back to full back to centre back, back to goalkeeper, back to centre back to full back. Honestly, I'm just saying there. Sorry, are there no players at the high end of the pitch here that we could maybe get them involved in the game? I'm sorry. How many passes do you want to play in your own half?
I'm not against the passes if there's an end product to it. So if you move in the ball quicker, then you're going to make holes because you can't be covered all the time. But it's so slow. It's so one paced. You know.
Here's one for you, Shaun. Here's one for you, Shaun. I agree with you. The passing, right? Here's one. I remember years ago in an airport coming back from a European game, and Arsene Wenger was in the same airport, and we sat down and chatted to Arsene, and we were talking about his Arsenal side. He was the Arsenal manager at the time, and we were talking about the season. He said, "Yeah, the season was mixed." He said, "We were sometimes good, and I was not happy with us." I said, "What was the main difference?" And I didn't understand it. He said to me, "The biggest difference, Andy, was the speed of our passing." And I went, "What do you mean the speed of our passing?" He says, "The speed of our passing." He said, "When we're poor, we're slow on the ball. We pass it square. We pass it square again. When we are fast, when we take it and we take 1 and 2 touches and pass it forward through the lines," he said, "we are a totally different team. And when the speed of our passing is up, our performances are up." And I think Villa's speed of passing is so slow at times, Shaun. So slow at times.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, you only have to go back to last season, Man City at Villa Park. Morgan Rogers destroyed Man City that day because he found spaces in the middle of the park, picked the ball up and ran at them and created things by running at them. We're not getting that off Morgan Rogers now. All of a sudden now Morgan Rogers will beat 1, maybe beat 2, and then try and beat 3 and lose the ball. And it's all coming back. It's all coming back on us then. But I agree. I agree. The pace, our pace of game now has gone really slow. I read an interesting stat today, funny enough, about Villa. 3 years ago, when Emery came in, we played such a high line. We had the most. We caught teams.
Remember that.
Now we don't catch anyone offside because we're so deep. So
is that
the games
because
now,
we've been found out? Is that because we've been found out?
Well, I think there's a right way of doing it, isn't there? I mean, what's it called? Tottenham had the same problem, didn't he? He wanted to play this silly high line, and Mickey van der Ven was there out because of his pace. But that can't work all the time, you know. So it's got to be. I mean, Andy will tell you when I was at Villa and it was me and Paul. If Paul went for the ball, I dropped. If I went for the ball, Paul dropped. Because that's how you report as kids out to defenders, centre backs. Now they just don't pick anyone up anymore. They just sort of keep that shape of a back four in a straight line. And if one ball, we got done loads of times last year, Villa, one ball over the top, and we couldn't recover. You know, because we're not the quickest at the back anyway. Ezri Konsa's relatively quick. Tyrone's, because of his stride patterns, relatively quick. Pau Torres has got no pace.
No.
So you can get found out with one ball, and it happens too often.
Well, that's the worry with Lindelof because he hasn't got pace either. So we've got potentially 4 centre-backs there on the left and right that have got no pace.
Well, we could play Victor and Pau Torres together, and then even me and Andy would be quicker.
Oi, steady on. Steady on. I remember I've seen you playing coach. Don't worry about that.
Well, I never professed to be quick. I mean, the one person who was quicker than people ever gave him credit for was Big Paul.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
People thought he wasn't quick.
He was ridiculous. He was ridiculous.
Yeah,
definitely. He was amazing. He was amazing.
To
I know.
me,
Listen. I just think with us, we may be looking, and I'm always reluctant to do it. We may be delving too deeply into certain problems after 3 games. I can always remember when Arteta took over Arsenal. I think he lost his first 3 games as an Arsenal coach. They were bottom of the league, and everyone was clamouring for this mistake that Arsenal have made. I think beginnings of seasons can be difficult. They can be, and especially this one, when we've got 3 games international break, 3 games international break, 3 games and international break, right up till December. There's a September, October, November. There's nothing apart from a disjointed start to the season, and it's really difficult to get something flowing and get it going when you just think, all right, we've played well that game. Now we've got to wait 2 weeks to play again. That can be it can be bad for you as a footballer. It really can. In the same way, what it does do for Villa is it gives Villa an opportunity to say, hold on. It gives Unai Emery a bit to say, okay, let me have a look at these 3 games with my coaching staff. Let's sit down and think, what have we done wrong? What can we do better? It does give them. So there's a bit of both. If I'm at the top of the league now, I don't want a break, do we, Shaun? You don't want a break. You want to keep playing because you're winning football. Yeah. Liverpool don't want a break. They want to keep playing. Right?
Correct.
Aston Villa want a break.
Yeah.
He wants 2 weeks now. He's sit with who he's got left. I don't know how many of our players are away on international duty. There'll be a few. But he can sit down with his coaching staff and go through, this is what we need to change. This is what we need to do. This is where we need to get to. And I think that's the one advantage of a break like this, is it gives a team. But I don't think it gets you any fluidity in your performance when you're disjointed like this.
Yeah, I agree.
That's very true from a fan point of view as well. In previous seasons, when we've been top 4 or 5, I've hated these international breaks because I want to see Villa carry on the momentum. Right now, as you quite rightly said, Andy, I'm kind of like glad we've had this international break.
Oh, nobody likes that. I mean, I talked to my father-in-law who's here with me tonight. I whisper this, he's a West Brom fan, but never mind. I'll forgive him for that. But he's one of those fans. He's one of those fans who they hate international breaks because the club football's not being played. And you go, well, England are playing. He goes, well, so what? I want to see my team play. I want to see my club play. So most fans, not all, but most fans hate international breaks because it means they can't see their team.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick one, guys, before we wrap up tonight's show.
My dinner's getting cold.
Yeah, very quickly then. So, what bogey club did you guys not like playing against? Right, we just mentioned there that Palace might be the one for Villa at this moment in time. Andy, which team did you not like playing against, or didn't you have one?
The only thing I would say, I didn't dislike playing against anybody. I think Shaun, like anyone who knew me would testify to that. But I never, ever scored a goal in my professional career at Old Trafford.
Wow.
And I don't know why, no idea. Had played there often enough. I only ever scored a goal there when I played for Glasgow under-18s against Manchester under-18s at Old Trafford. And that was the only goal. I never scored a goal at Old Trafford for whatever reason. Everywhere else, yeah. But somehow at Villa, Wolves, Everton, never got one at Old Trafford.
Wow.
At home, regularly against Man U. One of my first goals for Villa was against Man U.
I remember it well. Teale, what about you, mate?
No, I don't really think we had a bogey team as such. We certainly had teams that we loved to play against. Everton was one of them, because we always used to go to Goodison and win.
Yeah,
it was just a foregone. It was like we were their bogey team. Tottenham was another one. We'd always do really well at Tottenham.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of bogey teams. I'll tell you, it was a bit of a sticking thing for us was Coventry.
Oh, shut up. Don't say that. If Richard Keys is listening, he'll fucking be all over that. You behave yourself. No. I've always told we battered Coventry.
You remember Quinny scoring the hat-trick on Boxing Day against us at Coventry?
God. But I always say to Keezy, whenever I was having a bad spell, I'd look at when we played Coventry knowing that I'd score that day. Now you never.
Yeah, it's very true. All right, we'll finish off now, guys. We've had an hour or so. It's been a great insight from two legendary players there. Just a quick one from your side, Andy. You're back with me on the 11th of October, as we are both down at the Cornwall Lions.
Yeah.
With a night out with the supporters club there. There are still a few tickets left, very few tickets left now, I must say. Yes, I know.
I know.
Sick.
If people want them, and obviously you've only just come back from your holidays and all that kind of stuff, get in touch with Dave Wicks from the Cornwall Lions and just go on social media, Cornwall Lions, and you can pick up the very last tickets of that. So we're looking forward to that night, Andy.
Yeah, very much so. Looking forward to coming down and seeing you guys. Yes.
Exactly. And we're looking forward to hosting you as well. Right. Well, that brings us to...
Rob, I can't believe Andy's got tickets left. We sold out in an hour.
Oh, your ass. Your ass sold out, didn't it? Yeah. Anyway, listen, it's Shaun, it's brilliant to see you and talk with you again, young man. I have to say, it's good to see you.
It's great to see you, Andy. Thanks for coming on.
No, you take care, pal. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to go get my dinner now.
You go and get your dinner.
Thanks, guys.
This show will go out on the 8th of September.
Yep.
So this is pre-recorded. Great show. Thanks, Andy, for coming on tonight.
Cheers, guys. I'm off now.
Teale,
Goodbye.
Browne.
Cheers.
Andy.
Up the Villa.
Thanks all.
Did you know 39% of teen drivers admit to texting while driving? Even scarier, those who text are more likely to speed and run red lights. Shockingly, 94% know it's dangerous, but do it anyway. As a parent, you can't always be in the car, but you can stay connected to their safety with Greenlight Infinity's driving reports. Monitor their driving habits, see if they're using their phone, speeding, and more. These reports provide real data for meaningful conversations about safety. Plus, with weekly updates, you can track their progress over time. Help keep your teens safe. Sign up for Greenlight Infinity at greenlight.com/podcast.
High Five Casino is the top social casino that's free to play. Sign up today to receive a free welcome bonus and exclusive first purchase offers. Choose the Lucky Deal package for $9.99 and claim up to 550 game coins, 33 sweeps coins, 1 sweep coin daily bonus for 4 days, and 350 diamonds. Your high five moment awaits at highfivecasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.
At Capella University, we believe accessible education can make a difference in people's lives. That's why we offer scholarship opportunities to all eligible students. Whether you're considering a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree, our teams will walk you through the process and help you get the savings you are eligible for. Furthering your education is an investment in yourself. Entonces, ¿qué estás esperando? Un futuro diferente está más cerca de lo que crees con Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.